Hey guys! So, if you couldn't already tell from the video, this is going to be a video. What? Hello!
Dorothy Doring!
Hey guys! If you couldn't already tell from the title, this is going to be a video about why I quit my job at Apple. Dun 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 dun! If you have questions about working for Apple, comment below. Let me know what they are. So today actually marks the 36th day of no longer working at Apple. And it feels weird. It's weird. I've worked there for almost 3 years and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of learning things and it was challenging. And it sounds kind of weird because it's like, oh, isn't it just a retail store? But the thing is, Apple is more than retail, and at the same time it isn't. And if there's anything I learned about working at Apple, it's a couple of things. One is that it's inspirational. You feel motivated to try things that you've never tried before. You get to learn everything about the products and about the services and all these campaigns that help you see what's possible with Apple products. And so it's really cool in that sense where you do feel inspired to be creative and to make the most out of the Apple products. Working at Apple is also an investment. And I say that because you're there for more than just selling products. You're there for more than just fixing people's things and answering people's questions. There's so much more that goes on behind those steel walls and that steel door that not a lot of people know about. And when I look back on my experience at Apple, I learned so much about myself that I never thought I would ever learn. I learned more about what I can handle, my patience, things I can tolerate and can't tolerate. And it's definitely a place where you can grow, where you can develop your strengths and battle your weaknesses, the things that challenge you. And when I said that Apple is more than retail, that's what I mean. Apple has this culture that I think is contagious, and it's evident when you walk into an Apple store. And hopefully you'll see that the employees don't look like they hate their jobs. So you see this what's that, camaraderie? I don't know. You see these friendships that are built, and especially at the store that I worked at, there was such a good vibe between me and my coworkers. And it's because Apple has this culture where employees can grow and can be motivated to make a difference. And that's part of the reason why I stayed at Apple for so long. It's because of the relationships I built and the friends that I've made that made me want to stay there for so long. And I think it's easy to get tunnel vision when you see how great of an atmosphere and a culture that Apple really tries hard to make sure that their employees are a part of and are cultivating. It's easy to get stuck in your Apple bubble. And I guess that's analogous with being Christian. It's easy to get stuck in your Christian bubble, because you get so caught up on what it is to be a Christian, in the same way that you get caught up in what it is to be an Apple employee and what it is to work for a company with so much money and so much attention, to be part of something so big. It's definitely easy to lose sight of reality. Honestly, it took me 3 years to realize that I lost track of reality. When I got hired at Apple, I was in my second year of university, and I had already been working during my undergrad, and so I was used to the workflow of being a full-time student and working part-time. When I first got hired, it was definitely really overwhelming, in the good way. I was overwhelmed at how much opportunity there was to grow, and how there isn't one straight and narrow path that everyone has to follow in order to move up in the company. And we were always encouraged to create your own journey, figure out what it is that you want to accomplish, and find the resources that'll help you get to that point. And within my first couple of months, I said, you know what? I am going to go full-time after I finish school, and then I'm going to be a manager. And at the time, that is really what I wanted to do. And I got so invested and so focused, and again, that tunnel vision thing, where I'm so focused on what's in front of me that I don't see the bigger picture of what my life is like and what opportunities I have. Getting hired at Apple was one of those pivotal moments in my life when I completely shifted my perspective. I went from finishing my degree to wanting to move up in the company and invest in it. And there's nothing wrong with investing in where you work. There's nothing wrong with wanting to see yourself grow where you are. The problem with that is that it wasn't until 2 years into working at Apple that I had realized I didn't know who I was apart from Apple. And that was another pivotal moment in my life where I realized that I was so invested and so focused on working at Apple and wanting that to be my end-all, be-all. And the reason I had to leave Apple is because I was splitting myself up in so many different ways between being a daughter, a friend, a girlfriend, a student, and a ministry leader at church. And it was really taking a toll on the time that I could figure out how to be myself and how to even just be with myself. And so leaving Apple was a really difficult decision that I've had to make, but it's one that I'm really thankful for making. I definitely feel more freedom as I'm in my, hopefully, final year of my undergrad. It feels nice to look at my calendar and see completely empty weekends where I don't have to work a full 8 hours anymore, and I actually have time to myself and I don't have to feel guilty. When you split yourself up between so many different responsibilities, it's easy to feel guilty when you're running behind on something but you need to get this done, and now that guilt is kind of off of my shoulders. As for some things I won't miss about working at Apple, when I say that it is more than retail and at the same time it's not, it definitely has its ups and downs of being about the numbers and how well you do in sales or being a technician. And that's the hard part. With the culture that Apple has created, it's important for you to really understand how you are going to create your own experience, to make sure that you feel inspired and motivated. And I think that goes with any other job that you get. If you feel like you are not satisfied with your work, maybe it's you. Maybe it's your outlook and maybe it's your perspective. Working at Apple, I realized in my last couple of months I wasn't happy. And I wasn't happy because I wanted to pursue things outside of Apple. I wanted to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And right now, I don't want to stay at Apple. I want to figure out what I want to do with my degree. And I want to pursue my passion. So intent is a really important part of working anywhere, but specifically working at Apple, where you really have to fight that tendency to return to being like regular retail. Working at Apple has given me the chance to meet some really cool people. I know this one guy, Chris, and he's in some really cool bands, and he performed at Carnegie Hall, which is pretty cool. And these two other friends of mine, they made a short film, so you should go ahead and check it out because it's pretty cool as well. And the awesome thing about working at Apple is that you work with really ambitious people. You work with people who do more than just work at Apple. And these are some of the most creative, inspirational people that you will meet. And it's really cool to pick the brains of these people and kind of be inspired to start your own thing. Like this. So if you're looking for a job at Apple, the only advice I have for you is be yourself. Before I applied for Apple, I had never ever thought of working for Apple. I had never really had a customer experience there, but it opened up the opportunity to have an experience that I never thought I would ever have. And it's definitely shaped me to be the type of person that I am today. Some things I can debunk about Apple employees. Number one, it's not required that you have an Apple product. Number two, you're not trained or required or ever asked to hate on PC or Samsung. Number three, when you ask us about a release date and we say we don't know, we literally don't know. So stop asking and stop assuming that we're lying. And number four, yes, we get pretty good discounts, but if you haven't talked to me in the last year or so, don't ask for a discount. No one in their right mind wants to give you a discount unless they actually offer it to you or you have talked in the last year. Yeah. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I knew it was an important message and an important part of my life that I wanted to share with you guys. So yeah, I am going to continue doing homework and end my procrastination cycle right now. And I'll see you guys in the next video.